Hello all. I'll be showing you how to set up the Juniper routers in the GNS3 using Virtualbox. Before we get started, we need three things here. The first thing is Virtualbox software, GNS3 software, and a GNS image in the VDI format. So once we get these three things, the first thing I would like to do is go ahead and open up Virtualbox as an administrator. Make sure you open up as an administrator, run as an administrator, and then click on New. Name it as Router 1, which is R1. Type Linux, and then other Linux 32-bit. Make sure it is 32-bit. You have 3264. Next, then we will need a 1 gig RAM. Then let's use this is the place where we actually use the VDI GNS image. So browse through the folder where you have the VDI image. So in your case, I'm going to send you the VDI image, probably via the link, and just create. So before we start the VM, right click on the R1, hit settings, then go to system. We already have the memory 1 gig. Then go to processor. You will need 2 CPUs. And then enable PAE. Go back to motherboard, and then enable I/O. Go to storage. So this looks good. No changes here. Disable the audio, just that it doesn't use your resources. Then go to the network. Just enable all the adapters so that we get like 4 interfaces per router. So on the first adapter, make it as host only, and then click on advanced. For the adapter type, make it as para virtualized. And for adapter 2, make it as a NAT interface, advanced, para virtualized. Let's do the same thing for all the 4. And then click on the serial ports. Then enable serial port. Let's click OK. So before we connect this Virtualbox to GNS3, start the VM and see if it's actually working okay. So at this point it looks good, it's booting up. So it's booted up successfully. The first time you log into the Juniper router, like I said, it's going to show you amnesia. The username will be root. So it's up and running now. When you click on the Virtualbox VM, in order to come out of the VM, you got to hit the control, which is on the right side of the keyboard. So I'm going to just power it off for now. So we need to create like 4 of these routers before we connect them to the vSRX. So the easiest way to do that is, so power off your router 1, click on router 1, and let's create a clone of it, and we'll name that as router 2, and make sure you check this box to reinitialize the MAC address. Click next, and don't do the full clone, we'll do the linked clone. So make sure you change this linked clone in this client. It's all done. So now we have R1 and R2. So let's do the same thing for the rest of the 2 routers. So I'm going to create the same thing for R3 and R4. R3, reinitialize, next, link clone, and just clone. So for R4, reinitialize, clone. So now I have 4 routers in the Virtualbox. The next step is to open GNS3. So the GNS3 version I'm running is, I'll let you know in a bit. So just create a project, name it maybe Juniper or whatever. So just say Juniper project. Yes. Like I said, the version I'm running right now is GNS3 1.2.3. Okay, so once you open GNS3 and create a project name, the first thing I would like to do is go to Edit, Preferences, I can show. Let's do that again. So go to Edit, and then Preferences. So in here you see this Virtualbox, and then we have Virtualbox VMs. All we have to do is create a new VM here. So what it's actually doing in the background is GNS is trying to detect the Virtualbox VMs automatically and put that into this drop down menu. If you click the drop down, you see all the 4 routers that we created. So First, let's select router 1. And let's click on finish. So then click on router 1. And let's edit it. Check start VM in headless mode. In the network section, you have only one adapter, so change it to 4 so that we can have like 4 interfaces on the Juniper router. And the type, change it to the para-virtualized network. Just say OK. So let's repeat the procedure for rest of the 3 routers. So if you see in the drop down, R1 doesn't appear anymore. So now select R2, click finish, click on R2 again to edit, check on start VM in headless mode, click on network, change adapters to 4, change the type to para-virtualized. Same thing again for R3. So in the drop down I have only router 3 and router 4. Select router 3, finish it, click on R3, edit, check start VM in headless mode, network, adapters 4, type virtualized, OK. And again new, finish, edit, network 4, virtualize. Okay. Just hit apply. Say OK. So now at this point GNS3 is connected to the Virtualbox. So let's see if we can see them. If you click on this the PC symbol, we can see router 1, router 2, router 3, router 4. So just drag them onto the right side screen. So this is router 2, router 3, router 4. And just close this. So now you see these 4 routers are on your screen. Just for our comfort, we can actually change these symbols to a router. So if you click on, I can show it again. Click on R1, and you right click, click change symbol, and you can pick any symbol you want, but I want to look it as a router, so I just click the router symbol, just apply, and you see that router 1. Let's do the same thing to router 2, router 3, last one, router 4. I can just move it just the way I want to. So I just want this to be okay. So as we remembered, R1, R2, R3 are part of OSPF area. So let's put that in different section. Maybe we can just use okay. So now the most important part is that connecting the interfaces. So I have actually created a topology which I have sent you over the email. Actually, I can actually show you here. I'm gonna send this to you in the email anyways. So based on this topology, so if you look at here, router 1 has two interfaces. So one is GE001 and GE002, right? So if you go back to my GNS3, so router 1 is supposed to have GE001 and GE002. And in the topology, if you go back, GE001 is connecting to GE001 R3. So the way we connect the interfaces in GNS3 is if you click on this add a link symbol on the left bottom, the last one, just click on that. After that, click on the router that you want to add a link. So in my case, I'm clicking on router 1. So once you click on that, you see all the possible links. So in reality, even though vSRX has got gigabit Ethernet, it is only showing here Ethernet. So just disregard that at this point. So the most important part here is the numbers. If you see the Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2, Ethernet 3. So those are the most important ones. So in my case right now, R1 needs to connect to R3 on GE001. So that is Ethernet 1. So let's click on that Ethernet 1. Then the next thing is click on R3. On R3, R1 is connecting again on GE001, which is Ethernet 1 again. That should form the link. Let's give it a second. There you go. So if you look at this, if you just keep your cursor nearby that link, it will show you which link is being connected to router 3. So it is telling me Ethernet 1 connected to router 3 on port Ethernet 1. So that's what the topology is saying, right? So GE001 is connected to GE001. So now using this topology, I'm going to create all the links in the GNS3. Just repeat the same thing. So the router 2 connection is on Ethernet 2, and on R2 it is Ethernet 2. That's it. Link towards R3 is going on 1. R3 it is 2. So that should form the link. Similarly on R3, 3 is going towards R4 1. So Okay, so thus that forms the whole topology, exactly like we had in the class. So at this point, if you see all these red spots, or if you on the topology summary, if you see these red circles on the top, that means that the router has been stopped. So we want to start the routers. So just click on this play button on the top. It starts all the devices. But in case if you want to start each device individually, just right click on these routers. Oh, actually, I still have this add a link, so I need to click it again just to get rid of it. So okay, I right click, you can see the start button here, so same thing. So in my case, I'm going to start all of them at the same time. You see that the R4 changed to green, which means it's up. So the links are coming up slowly. Okay, so all the 4 routers are up. So we need to console into these boxes. So once I click that console button, which is this one, it's going to console into all of the 4 routers. So now I have 4 sessions open for router 3, router 2, and router 1. These are already booted up and gave me the So the first time we log in, like I said before, it's going to show you amnesia, right? And the username is root. You get the shell prompt and you need to hit CLI. Let's do the same thing. So and one last thing we need to do here is, before we get started implementing the document, doing following the document, we need to change this. This is originally a firewall, so you got to change it to change the mode to a routing mode. So we need to do a couple of commands to make it work as a router. So we'll do that and we'll close the session. Okay, so let me pick router 1 first. Show configuration. Let's press set. So if you look at this, you see lots of firewall terms here. So go into configure mode. Just do delete security and do set security forwarding options, and family plus mode packet paste. So that's the command. The first thing is delete security, and the second command is set security forwarding options family and plus mode packet based. So once you do that, so if you remember, unless you commit, nothing is going to impact the configuration. So do the commit. We need to set the root password. So root password, then commit. Okay. I have a bad password there. So commit. Here, one thing to note here is, as we have changed this, the mode of this firewall to a router, we need to reboot. So that's it. So we'll do the same thing on all the 4 boxes. First set the root password, then delete security, and then do set security forwarding options family plus packet paste. Commit, and then reboot the box. So I'm doing the same thing on all the 4 boxes. Password. Security. So that's it. So once you do that on all the 4 routers, delete security and set the security forwarding options to packet based, and then set the root password, and then you're all set to go, and you can start working on your document. So what else? So one thing I have to tell you is the way I'm gonna send you this image, the .media image. So After that you can start working on it. And then what else I have to say, maybe some issues that you probably encounter is when you actually set up the VirtualBox. Like I said, make sure you run as an administrator, one thing, and make sure when you copy this image onto your folder, just right click on the image and go to the properties and make sure it is not like read only. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If we go to my image, where my media image is, we browse through that. Okay. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, when you get this .vida image, so just right click, go to properties and see if the read only is checked. If at all it is checked, make sure you uncheck it. So what I'm trying to say is, it has to be unchecked. That's a primary goal there. So that's one issue I actually encountered. And then and the other issue you might encounter is probably with CPU. So when you actually select the CPU in the VirtualBox, make sure you're selecting it too. If you're having only one CPU, yeah, it's not going to boot up. So just try this and let me know. I'll be available on Skype at this. Thank you.